The Victorinox Explorer Swiss Army knife, another Swiss Army knife video where we're going to go through the 4-layer Victorinox Explorer. And this is a fun and functional knife. Fun and functional, two great categories. The website description adds a little extra fun, describing it as a pocket knife that was built to help you figure things out. Its 16 functions include the tools you need to take just about anything apart and put it back together, and a magnifying glass so you can get a closer look in between. We'll put the pictogram up there with the technical specifications that you can screenshot if you're interested in the specific height, length, weight, and width, and what the materials are, and a listing of the tools. I bought this in 2020 from Amazon in the black configuration. Stock model at the Victorinox website is red, but I did recently discover that you could personally configure with the scales of your choice, or at least the scales that are available on the Victorinox website. So that was kind of a neat discovery, and I actually didn't know you could do that, and maybe some other folks out there didn't know you could do that. But getting into this very particular Victorinox Explorer, which I've enjoyed for the last 4 years now, we'll just go through the individual implements one at a time. Starting with, as usual, the large blade. Typical in size to the 91mm size Victorinox knives, a very useful and functional blade. And then the Victorinox Explorer is one of the models that also comes with the smaller blade, which you can see I've been using to clean something out there. It's got some black schmutz on it. Heading on to another one of the most functional Victorinox high quality tools, the Victorinox scissors. These particular scissors in the 91mm I find to be particularly useful and are robust enough to handle some tasks that you wouldn't think scissors of this size would be equipped to handle, but they do. I've made a lot of jeans into jean shorts with those particular scissors. And then one particular tool that I really like in the Victorinox Explorer is the Inline Phillips screwdriver. The Inline. I always prefer the Inline Phillips screwdriver on the Victorinox models as opposed to the T-style, like that comes on the Tinker. Very functional. Just used this yesterday to remove a panel from a divider, and use this quite often actually. I carry this knife pretty often. Being that it is a 4-layer, I find that this is probably the largest size that I can comfortably carry in a front pocket or maybe even a back pocket, and without having to go to a belt case, if you will, or a sheath. Another very unique aspect to the Victorinox Explorer that I really enjoyed is the magnifying glass. Now, apart from magnifying things so you can see them easier, you can actually, believe it or not, start a fire with this. I actually gave this to a co-worker who used it to go outside and light a cigarette. No joke, it worked. I'm sure the Florida sun definitely helped with that, but the reason I sought this particular Explorer out was in fact because of the magnifying glass. I originally really wanted a Victorinox Scientist, but those are discontinued, rare, and quite frankly too high to pay for on eBay currently. But we opted for the Victorinox Explorer, which is still available, and the magnifying glass is awesome. Heading on from there, we do have your standard Victorinox can opener with the small flathead screwdriver, and then of course it's usually paired companion on the other side, the cap lifter or bottle opener with the larger flathead screwdriver, and of course the wire stripper, which I don't believe I've ever actually used on a Victorinox, but you know, it is what it is. This is a corkscrew model, so we have a corkscrew and of course the little corkscrew tool, the little tiny screwdriver that is good for you know, maybe eyeglasses, sunglasses, small tasks. And then this does have the push pin in the scale. Scale tools, of course, are the tweezers, excuse me, the toothpick and the tweezers. And then finishing up the back side tools, we have a reamer or awl, a little bit different in configuration than the one that was on the Farmer, which was in yesterday's video. Check the channel if you want to see a video on the Victorinox Farmer. But a little reamer awl. It's got a little eyelet that can be used for sewing. And then this is a model with the hook tool, also known as the parcel hook, which bends back like that. It does have the key ring or lanyard loop, and I have a little yellow lanyard made from paracord on here, which I've heard some people as of late say is, you know, a stupid thing to do, but it helps me identify the knife, and I like the color contrast of yellow with black. And that, my friends, my fellow Victorinox enthusiasts, is the Victorinox Explorer.